chance of rain showers Saturday. So for Friday, there you go, clouds giving way to sunshine. Saturday, fog, patchy showers, and then just not a lot. The front comes through and some areas may only measure rain in hundredths of an inch. After that, our next opportunity doesn't arrive until Thursday. We'll be right back. We're typically rooting for rain, and rain could help a couple of things, the drought as well as the cedar. Unfortunately, the tendency based on some of the latest computer models is for less and less rain to fall, which would mean less and less relief. Today was better than the last couple, 5,000 on the cedar pollen count. The highest of the season was Tuesday when we had 20,000 grains per cubic meter. I'm hopeful that tomorrow will drop even more because of the light winds we had today. As for warmth, we had 69 degrees today. That's 7 degrees above average, 9 consecutive above average days, and no end in sight. Saturday cold front is a cold front. It's out of the Pacific, which means modified and mild air. And unfortunately, rain totals looking less and less likely to do much, maybe a quarter of an inch if you're lucky. 51 degrees outside right now, clear moonlit skies. This time tomorrow, we will be heralding in the full wolf moon. Cool spot. 41 degrees right now at Dripping Springs as well as at the airport. Clear skies, light winds. The valley locations that are sheltered from the wind will easily drop to the coldest spots. Some areas perhaps in the 30s. High pressure easing off to the east. We might see a touch of fog first thing tomorrow morning. Then big time Pacific storm. I'm sure you've heard about it. The atmospheric river. Well, the first round is going to be pushing in on a modified basis for our cold front on. Hey, what's up? Long time no see. Happy New Year. Hope y'all are doing well. It's been a while, hasn't it? But I am here and I'm thrilled to quickly give you a synopsis of what is, well, for us, kind of a boring-esque weather pattern. It's warm. We're dealing with cedar pollen, which is typical for this time of year, and something that we will unfortunately have to contend with probably at this rate really badly for another, I'm going to say, week to 2 weeks. Typically, January is when we see our peak cedar fever time. Cedar can happen all the way into March, but really it starts to transition by sometime in February. Everyone starts complaining about oak, which is one that really gets me. So if you're struggling, you're not alone. It's everyone. All right, here is the forecast. McNeil, what's going on? Long time no talk. Hope you're doing well. Very warm forecast. 9 consecutive days that we have had with temperatures at or above average. In many cases, we've been multiple degrees above. For instance, today the high was 69 degrees, and compare that with the average high of 62. So even on a cool day, we're still warm. Looking ahead to your Friday, I've got your high temperature right around 76 degrees. We will pull back a few degrees on Saturday just because of a cold front coming through. We'll see fog in the morning, then some very spotty to scattered showers, maybe isolated storms to the south and east. The more I look at it, the less excited I am about us seeing meaningful rain. And by meaningful, I mean anything that would help us with the drought and enough rain to really wash away the pollen. I think what's going to probably happen is we'll get enough rain that the ash juniper trees basically are temporarily dampened, and then the next time the wind blows, it's just all bets are off again, as opposed to really washing it away, which is unlikely with the amount of rain that we're probably not going to get. Sunday, clouds to sunshine, nice day, 66 degrees your high. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, back into the 70s. There's another system that could bring us some rain on Thursday, very early in the day. Outside as we speak, it is dark, but by morning we're looking at a 7:28 sunrise. 5:45 is your sunset time. I don't know about you, I've started to kind of look forward to these sunsets. They've been pretty spectacular lately. Anytime you have the high cloud cover, that helps. Today we didn't have the high clouds, but it still was just kind of a lovely, pleasant day, way to wrap up the day, we should say. All right, so let's talk about what's ahead. We have the potential of seeing some rain on Saturday. Some spots might see some showers overnight Saturday night into early Sunday, but I'm not super excited about the chances. So most of what we see will probably be just passing showers on Saturday with our next cold front, which is going to be coming out of the Pacific. As for cedar, Today it was 5,600, which is bad. It's in the very high range, but it was 14,000 yesterday and it was 20,000 the day before. So it could certainly be worse. That is for sure. Meantime, as we look ahead, we've got today being 9 days of above average temps. We'll make it 10, 11, 12, 13. Really, I think it'll be mid-January before we see anything changing in terms of temperatures. And then probably even into late January. There's nothing lurking where I can say, oh, remember how right before the pre-Christmas Arctic blast came in? We saw that, 2 weeks out. We saw it coming. We knew that there was going to be a temperature tumble. I don't see that. In fact, I don't see anything like that. So we're just waiting. It's kind of status quo, just sailing along. With the front that comes through on Saturday, some fog, some scattered showers will be possible. And then rainfall totals, I think, are going to be underwhelming in every way, shape, and form with less than 1/4 of an inch. And in some cases, it may just be hundredths of an inch possible. William, thanks for checking in. Thanks for chatting tonight. I don't do it very often now. I've been kind of preserving sleep as much as I can. It's crazy. I think in old age, I'm starting to require more sleep than I ever used to. Temperature at 50 degrees. By the way, if you look outside, the moon is nearly full. It will be 100% full tomorrow night, Friday night, when we see the full wolf moon. Incidentally enough, it is a micro moon, meaning, you know how sometimes we'll talk about super moons that look bigger and brighter? This moon for January is actually a micro moon, which is just the opposite. Cool spots on the map. We've got 41 in Dripping Springs, 42 at the airport, 42 in Fredericksburg. Typically, nights like this with clear skies and light winds, it's those valley locations that really drop. So you're probably going to see the chilliest temperatures at places like the airport, Del Valley, which are in valley locations. High clouds are moving through northern sections of the Texas Panhandle. We've basically got quiet weather in place right now. So what's ahead? Tomorrow we'll see winds shift out of the south and pick up. There might be some patchy fog first thing in the morning. Computer models have kind of been on again, off again with that potential. Our next cold front is going to be part of the huge Pacific weather maker that has wreaked havoc. Obviously, what's been going on there is a parade of Pacific storms. So this back here is what was the bomb cyclone that came ashore and caused all those problems. And interestingly enough, here's another system waiting in the wings that's going to come back and do exactly the same. You probably heard talk of the atmospheric river that is just pulling storm after storm across portions of the West Coast. Well, guess what? This front, which is heading our way, by the time it gets here, it is going to be much modified and it will be rather weak, which is why I'm not super excited about our tendency for possible heavy rain or anything that will really help the drought, that kind of thing. Future visibility, not super sold on this. Computer models are suggesting perhaps by about mid-morning, there may be some spots through the hill country and maybe as far north as Hays County and Travis County that see some fog. Don't take it to the bank, but it's a possibility. Low temperatures, meanwhile, the coolest spots will probably be in the 30s, those low-lying valleys that see very little wind. Other spots waking up to 40s, including Austin. Then through the day, we'll see mostly sunny skies, warm temperatures too, those southerly winds kicking in. We've got your high temperature up to 76, which is not a record. The record of 84 set back in 1956 will stand. And a look at your Friday temperatures, area-wide, warm, 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 and warm. I thought it felt great today. Our high was 69 degrees. We will add on multiple degrees, and you'll also notice the humidity starting to inch up as well. The highest humidity will be first thing on Saturday morning. Dew points in the sticky 60s. We'll see some fog around, and then when that cold front comes through, we'll see a few scattered showers. Saturday, the warmer of the days. Sunday, less humid air in place. Any clouds or showers give way to sunshine, temperature around 66. It'll be crisp by afternoon, much as we saw today. So there you have it. First thing in the morning, patchy clouds to midday. Clouds move out. Sunshine, should be a beautiful afternoon all across central Texas. Then there you go, by Saturday, we're waking up to clouds, fog, and maybe even some patchy drizzle in a few locations with temperatures starting in the 60s. Waiting for the front, there you go, cold front not sparking a lot, but there will be some showers. There is a very low risk of an isolated storm or two. I don't think it's probably going to amount to anything, so unfortunately, most of the area is going to just be hopscotched by some showers here and there. Renee, thank you so much for the cover page. I appreciate it as always. We've got 4 o'clock temperatures that'll be dropping into the 60s after seeing the highs in the 70s prior to the front pushing through. And then there you go. You may have noticed at the very end of that loop that some storms fire and ignite like right over the southeastern sections of Fayette County and then drop to the south. That will be the best chance for anyone to see meaningful rain, which basically means it will probably skip the majority of our area. Then on Sunday, cooler, 40s to start, a northerly breeze, lower humidity, and temperatures warming up. A little bit cooler for highs. By midday, we'll be close to 60, and by late afternoon, into the mid 60s. So isn't this awful? I looked at this. This is less and less. Each computer model run that has come through has been less and less. I look at this, and I'm so sad because if we only get 2/100ths of an inch of rain, and if some areas, for instance, eastern Travis, northern Bastrop, eastern Williamson, if some areas don't get any rain, that's not going to help the cedar situation at all in any way, shape, or form. And worth noting, you can see just to the south and east, that's where suddenly we're seeing some pockets of 1 to 2 inches of rain possible. So it literally will be a haves and a have-nots. And incidentally enough, the areas that have all of the highest concentration of cedar trees, ash juniper trees, are basically along I-35 and points to the west. It's more pines as you head toward the east. So here is where we need the most in the form of relief, and it may not come, unfortunately. But beggars can't be choosers. We'll take any rain we can get. 2 different computer models giving rain chances on Saturday, about a 40% possibility. Well, there you have it. Not too exciting, huh? 40%, that's it. And this is looking at the rainfall potential through Monday. Computer model on the left is giving about 1/4 of an inch, which is better. Computer model on the right is giving 7/100ths of an inch, not so good. In all circumstances, regardless of which computer model you look at, the highest totals do look like they will be in Fayette County. So consider yourselves lucky if you are there. All right, here's another map. This is from the National Weather Service, kind of a similar song and dance with less rain west and more rain east. And there you have it, folks. We have officially gone through the first chat of 2023. Renee says Sylvia wants to know what the highest cedar count on record is. So let me tell you, I will go back to that and share it with you after you see the 7-day forecast, which is warm, 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 and more warm. Let me go back up to that cedar graphic because all of the stats you need to know are right here. Okay, so today the cedar count was 5765, which is the 4th highest of the season. Yesterday it was 14,000, and Tuesday it was 20,000, which is the highest so far in the 2022-2023 season. But if you go back to January of 2021, back here, the cedar count reached 31,000, and that is the modern day record, if you will. The Austin record is about 32,000. That was back in the mid-1990s. So this season, we have not eclipsed the previous all-time records, but Tuesday was really, really bad. So anyway, I hope that answers your question. Frank says, like the model on the right, the one with the higher rainfall totals, I take it. Or no, I'm trying to think. The one on the right was the one with the lower totals. The one on the left had the higher totals. So we shall see. We'll see how it plays out. And we are now officially done. I'll show you one more graphic. Let me pop this one up here just for good measure. And this is just to kind of give you the trend of where we stand. Average high is 62 degrees. We are now at a 9-day stretch of above average highs. And look at this, another 7 on the way, despite the fact that we've got multiple fronts coming through. They're not Arctic fronts, they're not polar fronts. Instead, they're Pacific fronts, which are modified and mild. And you're all caught up. Thanks for checking in as always. You can always check in our website, cbsaustin.com, and Avery will have your forecast bright and early in the morning as well if you are up that early. Take care, you guys. Thanks for chatting. Thanks. I know it's been a while. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.